How you doing, everybody? I hope you're all doing great. Today we're gonna go over the explanation of higher highs and higher low. So we're going to break things down. Let's get right to it. I know it's straight to the point, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. So this is the live market, yes. However, let's go on ZOM, right? Let's see ZOM. So right now on ZOM, no, you know what? I like the Weeble better, right? By the way, you guys, we've been talking about ZOM for so long that it's right now just we talked about it back when it was 83. Right now it's at, the high is at 114.66. So great play on ZOM if you took that, right? So let's explain higher highs and higher lows. What happens here, right? What is the concept behind higher highs and higher lows? What's happening here, right? We understand it's an uptrend. We understand that it's bullish. However, what is really happening here though, right? So as you guys watch the video on liquidity, I've shown you guys what's going on with liquidity, right? Let me stay in drawing mode here for a sec. Right? So there's liquidity up in these lows, up in these highs, right? And press enter there. Up in these lows, up in these highs. That's what's happening here, right? Let me get out the drawing mode, right? So that's what's happening here in higher highs and higher lows. Yes, it is an uptrend. Yes, it is the trend line, whatever you want to call it. But the smart money concept of what's happening is that basically there are liquidity around these highs and around these lows. So what is happening overall? Well, technically, as you can see right here, we look for that structure, right? We've broken down. We've been talking about structure. I'm not gonna change the color. You guys know the color, right? So we find the structure at SND. I'll change it to red, whichever, right? What's going on is we wait for that price to come in there that needs to mitigate, right? Taking the price higher, targeting this liquidity high, right? So in this scenario, what's happening here? So if I was to draw that schematic, this schematic right here, it's gonna be right here, right? This is our structure, and this is our SND. We wait for price to pull back. That was responsible for this huge up move. Well, technically, it's supposed to be down here. We can put that there if we want, right? And right there, right? We have target that the halfway that needs to be mitigated around this structure. Grab those liquidity, and what happened? We target the high and go even higher and do the same exact thing here. We find our zone, right? So that's what's happening with higher highs and higher lows, right? Yes, it is an uptrend. Yes, it is it has the respecting the trend line, but overall, this is the explanation of it, right? I hope it's starting to make sense. And you can go in certain time frame. As you can see, this is what's got happening in certain time frames, right? We have that, right? We have that pullback, grabbing the liquidity, the 50% of that liquidity going up. Why is it grabbing 50% of the liquidity? Because if it starts to grab everything and break structure, right now that is a displacement. Displacement meaning that now the trend is changing, right? We broke the low, created a new low. Now it's going up. So we're waiting for the price to come back up. That was responsible to creating this downtrend. And once we have price go up to that price, now next thing you know, we target the low, right? There was displacement. But that's a different story. I'm going to go over that in the next video. Today, I just want to talk about the concept of higher highs and higher lows and what's going on. So, right, so it's just basically liquidity being grabbed, and the market is always creating liquidity, right? Let's go to a play. We have NVIDIA. By the way, you guys, man, NVIDIA was kind of difficult. I want to show you guys that even though how well your strategy is, at times there's nothing you can do, right? Because the market will do what it wants to do. I tried shorting this 4 times. I said, was it 4 times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 times. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And this thing just keeps on going up and up and up. And that's gonna happen, right? It's part of your trading. But overall, I'm still green for the week. It was amazing week overall. But this NVIDIA play, yeah, I kind of didn't like it. That whatever that was, I don't believe that for MC. But I do see what happened here in the video because I did break it down on my I did a back test yesterday, and this is what happened on the video, right? So basically, I had a structure, breaking that structure. I showed you guys the structure trick if you don't know what I'm talking about. So we broke structure, broke structure, and what happened? We pulled back into these zones, that higher high that we're talking about, right? So basically, we had a zone here. Where's my zone here? Right, this zone right here, right? A pullback. Where are we at? When did this happen, right? So we broke the high, and we had a pullback around this zone, grabbing the liquidity around there. Look at that, right? And that's how I got the zone. I only got this tiny zone because I refined it. But overall, it was playing around this last down move before the up move. And what happened? It literally just gapped up pre-market. FOMC went crazy, blah blah blah. But overall, it was bullish. I should have knew better because we never really broke the 129. If we broke the 129, it will be considered a displacement. Let me get my polyline to show you guys what I mean. Right? It will consider be a displacement. So if the price was here yesterday, right, and then it went down like that, now I would like to see price go all the way up here, targeting the new lows right here and leaving runners. Right? Targeting that low, leave runners, another displacement here, and targeting lower and lower. However, we never broke that 129, and I should have knew better. But right now we are still overall looking to target these lows because there's a lot of imbalances. But let's see what happens. Overall it was bullish. We took the lesson. We understand why we took the lesson, and that's we keep moving forward. It's none of our we can't do nothing about it anymore, right? We go on, find a new setup, and we keep doing the same thing over and over. And I'm always gonna tell you guys that once you have those strategies, once you have these strategies all placed, like I give you guys a certain strategy, you can use the MA, whatever MAs you want, but I give you guys a strategy where it's like, whatever strategy that works for you that you can do over and over and over and over, keep on doing that, right? Don't say, oh, it didn't work. He said grab liquidity here. He said my zone here, right? Let me show you guys an example. He said there's a zone here. My zone should be holding. Yeah, but there's a displacement the moment it breaks that, right? So what does that mean? It means that the market wants to go down. Just because you have this zone right here doesn't mean it's always going to hold. You have to wait for your confirmation. I show that in my mentorship. I'm not going to give it here because those are for my students who invest their money with the information that I learned. But overall, I show you guys how to confirm that via Wyckoff, right? There's a certain spring, which if you're in my mentorship, I show you guys how absorption work, right? Absorption is basically once it breaks the structure, creates a certain structure break, a certain displacement to the upside, and it goes higher. However, in this scenario, if you do not get those certain displacements, right, you have zone that you wait for, you try to short, and you start playing bearish and bullish, like and you don't understand what's going on, that's more advanced type of thing, right? But if you have a strategy saying that, hey, listen, I have these MA, where's my MAs at? I don't really use them anymore. Let's say VWAP. Right, the VWAP is here. I'll try to break above the VWAP and I'll take calls because it broke above the VWAP, right? Any strategies work. You just need to have a certain management in your trade, and other than that, it's just doing it over and over, and it's gonna be boring as fuck, guys. It has to be boring as fuck. Why? Because it's that consistency of over and over. How can I refine it over and over, and you just being better at your craft, if that makes sense. Right? So fam, I just want to make this a quick video and explain what's going on with the higher highs and higher lows and what's happening. In the next video, if you're watching, I'm going to talk about lower lows and lower highs. So basically it's going to be the opposite, right? What I mean opposite, so basically it's the opposite. I'll target that, right? The opposite. Target that is the opposite. You guys see that? So I'm going to be talking about that in the next video. I appreciate you guys if you stayed this long. If you are trading today, please, please, please trade safely. I'm out, guys. Peace.